Hello, my name is Alexa de la Peña, and I did my presentation on Chavin art. The Chavin culture is located in the Central Andes on the coast of modern-day Peru and was the earliest highly developed culture of pre-Columbian Peru. The Chavin artistic style was common around 10,000 to 500 BC. It was known as a complex, Baroque style that was intentionally difficult to decipher and would often confuse viewers with the intention of transporting the viewer to alternate realities. Their art often displayed multiple images in one depending on the ways that it was viewed, often referred to as transformational by using contour rivalry. This technique can be seen in all of their artistic mediums. Fanged faces referring to jaguars and snakes were common symbols. The Chavin culture was named after the found ruins of the archaeological site Chavin de Huantar. Chavin de Huantar was constructed in a narrow canyon near a sacred mountain and where two rivers, the Masna and the Huachesca, meet. The temple, located at the back, was 36 to 52 feet high and designed to embody the mysteries of the Chavin cult. It was built around a central monolithic sculpture known as the Lazon, or Great Lance, for its blade-like appearance. The Lazon was definitely the most important Chavin cult image. It was a 15-foot stone monument that stood from floor to ceiling, and it faced the rising sun. As you can see, it has a plow-like shape that was mostly unchanged, and that was to honor that it was naturally in the form of a plow when they found it. It references the rainforest with a twisting jungle vine-like design running down the back. It depicts a supernatural being that would ensure rain, successful planting, and survival, acting as a supernatural conduit that represented the four cardinal directions and acted as an axis mundi. The features that it has are all components of distinctive Chavin style. The face has round eyes with pendant pupils, a feline fanged face, flat nose, upturned snarling mouth, and clawed hands. The repeated swirling elements that are all over the monument lead into snake heads, and the faces seem to be facing in every direction, making it transform and change depending on the way that you look at it, which was typical of Chavin art. The image wraps all the way around the monument, making it impossible to look at all of it at once. It is thought to have been a hidden piece of artwork that was likely only seen by a select few shaman, and that the mere essence of the object was more important than actually viewing it. Located on the outer walls of the temple, there are nearly 100 tenon heads that are known, but only one still remains in its original placement. These tenon heads were pegged and hid how they were embedded into the walls so that it gave the sense that the heads were being sprouted from the building. Each of them have deep holes for eyes and nostrils. Each one is unique to each other, and they portray the transformation of a shaman who was a spiritually enhanced human into a monstrous spirit animal, which was very typical of Chavin art to portray this kind of transformation. This lower tenon head on the left can be found today in the Museo Larco in Peru. And this next one is the Raimondi Stela, which was a 7-foot tall, highly polished granite ashlar. In Chavin style, it is seen to depict two images in one. Upright on the left, it depicts a standing figure with talon feet, pendant eyes looking upward, a downturned fanged mouth, holding two staffs on either side of it, and a large headdress on its head. But if you flip it upside down, it is seen to depict another image of a figure with a now more animalistic look, with a fanged mouth and eyes looking down. There is also an additional face above that, with squinting eyes, a pug nose, and an upturned mouth. And then you can see the headdress turns into a series of supernatural crocodilian animals that emanate from each other. The staffs in turn also change and are now seen as emerging downward from the sky, penetrating the earth below. This merges celestial and earthly beings into one and represents the religious message of duality within one. We still don't know how this object would have been placed during the time, whether it was upright or on its side, but it was likely used to show duality and to teach the lesson of seeing two perspectives of things. Gold objects in the Chavin style are the earliest significant works in gold known from Peru. They used the technique of repoussé, which was hammering the inner side of the gold sheet so that it created a raised image on the outer side. They were typically worn objects such as masks, armbands, headgear, or pectorals. The golden media was used to represent the inner qualities of the wearer. They often depicted small size, reduced faces and figures that were typically seen in their other art, but these artworks are seen as less complex. The right rounded pectoral has a central frontal face with an upturned fanged mouth and two snakes for a jaw. The design on the edge is a braid that likely symbolized continuity. These gold art pieces in front on the left can be found today in New York's Met Museum. The left pectoral, which is in a cross shape, was made of hammered sheet gold and depicts bird heads horizontally mirrored, but if you flip it vertically, it changes to a single frontal image of a broad-nosed, jawless creature. The middle gold armband also contains central frontal faces with a pug nose. However, the sides seem to have also fanged mouths on either side. These portable artworks were probably used to share and spread the Chavin cult's religious ideologies, beliefs, and values, and to continue their civilization and culture's legacy even after their death. Chavin art styles can be seen referenced in later and further civilization artworks, which prove their portable art successfully continued their culture.